Hi, this is Mark Von Drasek, a physics teacher at Evanston Township High School, just north of Chicago. And this is the third video in a series that we're creating to help teachers and staff members of schools understand what SEL is and why it's so important that we include this within a student's schooling experience. In this third video of the series, we're going to focus on why is it all the rage? What is it about SEL and the CASEL version of SEL, which stands for social emotional learning, which is kind of taking districts around the country by storm. So I want to try to show the evidence for this. So I'm a PhD physicist. I'm a scientist before I became a teacher. And I don't want to do anything with my kids, any kind of new programs or anything like this, unless there's some data to support it. What's the evidence that this particular approach is going to help students? And why is it catching on like wildfire around the country? And I want to present some of the studies, some of the results of the actual evidence of why SEL works. Why has this become the rage? Basically, it's because over the past 30 years, where some schools have been utilizing the CASEL version of SEL that we're using in the series, longitudinal studies of all kinds have been done. And the bottom line is learning goes up, good behaviors go up, and all the bad things go down. Negative and violent behaviors decrease, learning improves. These are long-term benefits. If school districts do this right, consistently and persistently over the years, K through 12 years, that our kids are coming through the school system, these benefits last well into the future when they're out of school. Employers say that EQ, the emotional quotient, your emotional intelligence, is as important, if not more important, than your IQ. And they're looking for people who are strong in SEL skills when they do the hiring. And these benefits don't just take place in your classroom, they take place in the whole school, at home, in the community. It's great for society, it helps the economy. There's benefits all over the place when this is done correctly. So if you go to the actual slides that I'm using for the series of video presentations, you can actually go to the different studies. There's links within the slides that you can use. And these slides are all based on Google Slides. You can copy them. They're available to you for your own use if you want to modify them for your own presentations, or if you just want to look at the studies, it's all there for you. So the first thing and kind of bottom line for a school is learning improves. Again, studies have shown that on average, school districts that employ and make use of SEL approaches and strategies and teach the skills, there's on average an 11% increase in the learning achievement of its students. There's a number of student outcomes that are affected by the effective use of SEL. Just the skills that students need to exist and adapt and be successful and happy in life, those societal skills improve. The academics improve. You have a decrease in negative behaviors and increase in positive behaviors of the students. They can handle emotional stresses better. The attitudes towards school as well as their everyday life improve significantly with the effective use of SEL. Within schools, schools are finding far fewer behavioral and conduct problems within the school. Another thing that happens is that these benefits, once a person becomes competent and strong and confident with these skills, it lasts well beyond their schooling years. Studies, longitudinal studies, have gone as long as 18 years after leaving school, and as students are still benefiting from what they learned as children, as students. Society benefits. A variety of studies have shown, in a significant manner, students who've come through and have had effective use and teaching of SEL are more likely to move and stay out of poverty. They're more likely to have and hold higher paying jobs. They're more likely to stay out of prison. They have better mental, emotional, social, and physical health, which means they're not in the hospitals. They're not taking, they don't need the social safety nets. They're more likely to stay away from alcohol and drug use and addictions. Think in terms of money, just, the cost to society. When you have effective use of SEL, when people are young and coming through school, it turns out that for every dollar spent on SEL, society benefits by adding $11 to the economy. And that's because a healthier, happier, more productive person, that translates into a better worker in better jobs. If they have better jobs and have more money in their pockets, they're going to spend more in the store. They're paying more in tax revenue to society. There's lower societal costs because you wouldn't have as many people committing crimes and going to prison. You require fewer social services. There's reduced medical costs because people are mentally and physically healthier when they have strong SEL skills. There's increased productivity of graduates in the workplace, and it goes on and on. Employers are looking for people who have strong SEL skills. In a 2019 study, 70% of employers, and these are with Fortune 500 companies and places like that, when they're surveyed, they state that right now the necessary immediate skill set they want for their workers that they hire is emotional intelligence, the EQ. And today students face a workplace where jobs are being modified, eliminated, changed rapidly because of technology, computer technologies, social media, how to use the internet effectively. And the big one now that people are recognizing on the mass scale is artificial intelligence. Our students, the future workers of our country, of the world, they have to deal with the mental, social, and emotional stresses that are unprecedented in human history. With AI, with intelligent machines starting to take over some jobs, and they're rapidly and significantly changing the workplace. And the stakeholders want this. All sorts of surveys, students, parents, teachers, administrators, employers, researchers, academics, they all think and believe that SEL should be implemented because the data, the evidence, the studies are showing that it has a positive, significant effect on people. It allows them to be better human beings effectively. So this is why you're hearing administrators around the country talk about SEL and implementing SEL programs within schools. SEL should be thought of and used on par with class content. The benefits are there. If you do this right with SEL, kids learn more. That's the bottom line. We know that, think of yourself, if you're not emotionally, mentally, socially, and physically healthy and balanced, you're not going to be as happy as you are. You're not going to be as productive as you are. And because of this, other benefits that you have both within a school and within the school's community is that schools are safer. You don't have behavior problems. You have reductions in school shootings and violence, and you have a more equitable environment for every single student to be able to prosper and to get the benefits of the education system. This works best when everyone is doing it. It's an all hands on deck approach. If we do not include SEL within our lessons, if we do not embed this within a student's school experience, we're doing the students a disservice. We already know we're at record numbers each year of children with emotional issues, of depression, and we know from the studies that they will not be best prepared for modern society and the workplace. We have to do this for the kids. It's not something on a plate. SEL is the plate. Equity is the table on which that SEL plate sits. And so with that, the next few videos are going to focus on some of the details, the competencies and the associated skills that fall under the SEL umbrella.